Childish Gambino came out with a new video calling This Is America. Have you seen that?
You know what? Yeah, I seen it a couple hours ago, but this morning it was going through my feed, and I watched it for a split second, and I was like, "Yo, this dude's dancing a little. This dude's dancing crazy. I don't even want, I don't even want to watch this right now."
Right.
I thought it was something stupid.
Right.
Like I didn't even pay attention to it. I was just like, "Yo, this is lame," and so I literally watched it for 5 seconds, turned it off, and then a few hours later, I'm just gonna watch this whole thing. Watched it, and yeah.
Is it so? I'm at work, and one of my boys comes up, my coworker and says, "Hey, have you watched that Childish Gambino thing?" I'm like, "No, I haven't." And it's the same thing. I clicked on it. At first 10, 15 seconds come by, and I'm like, you know what? I don't got time for this right now. I gotta work.
Right.
At my lunch break, nearing the end of my lunch break, I watched the video, and I was like, what the heck? And the conversation was buzzing amongst my building. People were talking about it. And I watched it again. I think I watched it 3 times, and then I watched a breakdown of the video because I'm like, I have to understand some things.
Let's let the folks know what we're looking at.
So right now we were watching Childish Gambino YouTube. This is America breakdown, right? So we watched the video. We watched the breakdown, or about 4 minutes into the breakdown of the video, and already I'm blown away because there's so much symbolism. There's so much hidden messages in it that I'm just like, man, this man, the way he did it was just artistic. I'm still blown away. I'm almost speechless at it. But I wanted to bring it up because there's so many. Watch the video if you haven't watched it, and then go ahead and watch a breakdown.
In fact, watch it again, then watch it again, and then 4 more times.
Yeah, and then watch the breakdown because after you watch the breakdown, you watch it again, you see it in a whole new light. Just like I think that's what that was meant for it to be. Is you watch it, okay. I watched 2 breakdowns. One was when this guy, he was just like talking about what he thought about it. I was like, that doesn't sound right. So I watched another one. The guy really broke it down. This guy on YouTube called Sean Key, C-E-E. Shout out, Sean C. Maybe that's his name. He really broke it down, and I appreciate it because, man, it was amazing. And so my take from the whole thing is just that a lot of distractions out there, man.
Yeah.
We can't soak everything up. We can't be just this sponge dipped in. If you take a sponge and you dip it in oil, it's going to absorb the oil. But you take a sponge, you dip it in water, it's going to absorb the water. Like, you got to choose where you're going to dip your sponge into to what you're going to absorb. Because when you squeeze a sponge, that's the same thing that's going to come out. Right?
Yep.
So we can't just be sitting around just absorbing everything we take in. Or just everything we're watching. We can't take everything in. We have to have a filter. We got to filter some of that junk out. And it's just amazing the distractions that we face, man.
Yeah. It's crazy because we're in this like digital age where media is basically teaching us everything.
Exactly.
Almost every hour of the day, we are on some type of electrical device, watching it, listening, doing something, and it's speaking to us. So whatever that is, and unfortunately for a lot of our young people, right? These are back in the day when it was, when I was younger, it was more or less like video games, but. Yeah, the culture was to go outside, right? Go outside, go do something. Whether that's playing football on the street, go play tackle football at the park, play basketball, at the park or whatever. Those were the things we were doing. We were out and about doing stuff where that kind of technology wasn't even really around. And it's way different the way it is now, where it's basically it's everything that we do now.
Yeah, what's crazy is that I was thinking about, okay, because this video is geared towards, like, it's showing the children and how they're following every action Childish Gambino, every dance move he's doing, they're doing like, oh, this is the one, this is the hitter. And I think back to when I was a kid, and I'm like, what was I listening to as a teenager? I was listening to DMX, Jay-Z, like, where it really dumbed down violence for me. DMX was talking about, I'm going to blast you at your front porch. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah. I'm gonna blast somebody. You know what I mean? Like, not knowing really, but
you were walking around with your tank top, with your gold chains.
That's right. Like, I thought it was hardcore because that's what I idolized as a kid. Like, ooh, I want to be like them. They got the money. They got the cool dogs.
Yeah.
And then when I first was my first encounter with a real violent act, I was like, man, this isn't nothing like the feeling I had when I listened to it.
Right.
And so, all that stuff, you idolize it almost. It's idolization of it, right? You idolize these things, and then when you finally come to really what's going on, you're just like, man, this isn't this isn't what I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, like I said back in the day, like I grew up in the hip hop culture, so like I was very into like Wu-Tang Clan, Tribe Called Quest, things like that. And so I was actually embodying hip hop. Right, hip hop was like teaching me how to live, how to speak, how to dress.
Exactly.
I mean, to the point to where like I'm going to school and I have one pant leg rolled up, right, and I'm wearing goggles on the side of my head, and people are like, "What the hell you doing?"
You did that?
Yeah, I did that.
Oh man.
You know what I mean? And you talking about a dude from Salinas, California, right? You talking about West Coast, like Chicano gangster area, It's the lettuce capital of the world,
Yeah.
right? A lot of farmland, but also a lot of street activity, a lot of gangs,
Sure.
heavy in that. And you got this white, half Chinese kid walking around all hip hop, right, with his goggles on, with his whatever, with his Adidas and his fat laces, and walking around. It's like, but I mean, it was good because it was an escape for me.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it also showed the power and influence.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until later on I was like, you know what? Hip hop has really controls a lot of what I do, and maybe I was too immature to even recognize that at the time. No matter what anybody said to me, but it had to come to a point where I had to recognize, what is my identity? Who the hell am I?
Yeah.
Right, and I think I found that through faith. I know I found that through faith when I recognized that there's a purpose for my life, and I recognized that I was created with a purpose, and I recognize the sacrifice that Jesus made for me to make me, and He wanted to make me into who He wanted me to be. And I was a clone to something else. Literally, I was cloned to hip hop or whatever the world was telling me to be, and that's who I was. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't until I recognized, I know what I'm here for now. I know who created me. I know who has plans and ideas and dreams for me, and he wants me to live those things out. I can't just be what the TV is telling me to be or what the radio is telling me, because it's lying to me.
Right.
Right. And it's not like all the music was lying to me, but there's a current. There's a certain current, almost like when you step into the ocean, and that current can pull you,
sure,
if it's strong enough, and pull you out to wherever it is. And that's kind of like what culture and media is. Yeah. And it's able to pull us to wherever we were. And so that's the power of influence. That's the power. And so I'm glad that
negative influence.
Yeah, Childish Gambino. This is America is the video, the powerful imagery, and how it really plays with your mind.
Does.
And it helps, and that's what I'm saying. You have to watch it at least 3 or 4 times, maybe even 5 times, to really get the gist of what is going on all around this video and what he's actually trying to say. Because if you just watched it off the top and you didn't have you weren't coming from an artistic mindset, you would just be like, this is garbage. Like, this is just what they're typically playing on the radio. Yeah. When he's actually using the model, right? He's using the vehicle to deliver the message.
It's like the Trojan horse, right? You have this thing, it's like, here you go, and then but you open it up, and it's like, oh, you get sidelined by this message. And dude, shout out to Childish Gambino, man. Yeah. I just it helped.
Yeah.
It helped. It's they say go from being woke to being awakened.
Yeah, for sure. And shout out to J. Cole and those who are coming out with this new music that's actually confronting the culture. That's actually saying that we are trying to be like this person, this person who is, in essence, embodiment of hate, embodiment of destroying our communities and things like that. And we want to be like this person because somehow it's been, this is what it looks like to be cool. This is what it looks like to be fresh. And so the kids want to be like it. The fast money, all of those things, giving away our purity and giving up our bodies like we're not worth anything. Like we don't realize we become desensitized. And then we start to lose our values. We start to lose our way. And then all of a sudden, when that compass doesn't work, I don't know if any of y'all have been in the wilderness before.
Compass don't work.
Yeah.
Running in circles.
Typically, you have a compass to give you direction. But when that thing starts to go awry and it doesn't work no more, you don't know where the hell you're going.
Right.
And anything can happen. No direction. And these are the things that actually hurt and cause you to go into different avenues or different pathways that, for a lot of people, they don't come back from.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's where it hits my heart. And so
shout out to the artists too. Can you Jupiter 7? Can you come out with an album that addresses cool dads? Like, hey, can you make some rap songs about how to be a cool dad, cool parents?
I don't even know if that's even possible. I'm sure it is.
Man,
I kind of feel like maybe Maybe Fresh Prince of Bel-Air did it, man. You know,
Yeah.
Will Smith. I don't know.
I'm just
But,
saying, like, you know, can we get a cool dad shout out? Like,
Jeez.
man, my dad is cool. He picks me up from school.
Yeah.
Helps me do my homework, and he's the something. I'm not the rapper, obviously, but I'm just saying.
I mean, you know,
Do something.
there is actually a lot of songs out there though that actually able to make that point. You usually don't get an album worth of it. You would get a song worth. You know, like back in the day, we talk about like Tupac, and he was talking about Dear Mama.
Yeah.
Talking about how much he loved his mom, and
Right.
and he was able to like really express this deep, you know, affection for his mom, and that where it touches us all.
Yeah.
And there's actually songs like that, you know, throughout. You know,
I remember Will Smith did that remake, Just the Two of Us, right?
yeah, yeah. See, there's another one.
Full-time job to be a good dad. You
Yeah.
got so much more stuff than I had.
You know what's really, and I'm glad we're on this tip. You know, and me being an artist myself too is just like, it's hard as an artist to try to convey a message and battle against culture. You know, even at the sake of like, yo, if I say this, there's a lot of people who are simply just not going to listen to me.
Yeah.
If I keep it like this, there's just some there are going to be so many people that are just not going to turn it on. And so I'm thankful that there's artists, and for me, who's a little bit more old school, and keeps it old school a lot, you know, I'm kind of stuck in that realm. But when it comes to like other artists that actually have the ability to switch and to actually make music that kind of crosses over and actually hits the current styles nowadays, I think it's important to use that platform to battle against culture that thinks that evil is good. Right, because I mean we're talking about and the people who make this music and the people who are battling against this culture understand that. That's why they do it. And now Childish Gambino with this video, it didn't just cost a couple $100s to make this video.
Right.
This is an expensive video, and then the promo to make this video,
Sure.
and to put it out there, right? And not only that, but then the actual what do you call it? It's the actual a pushback from people who are listening, say, yo, I can't put this out, yo, because this is actually really positive. This is
Right.
actually too right. This is
Too
actually
positive.
It's too damn positive
It's not
for
gonna make money.
Exactly.
It goes against everything we're playing right now.
Yeah. It doesn't doesn't fit in with what we're trying
Yeah.
to sell right
Yeah,
now. And this is very counterculture, so I love it. It challenges us and it brings us back the kind of like the humanity back of like, yo, we are people and we're struggling and we're dying, but we rather have some super dope Jordans or a Gucci belt or whatever that is, right? For whatever culture of folks, we are looking to those things and realizing, yo, people are hurting every single day, and we're falling for all the tricks. We're falling for all the
Smoke.
Yeah.
all the
Smoke screen, yeah.
Smoke screen. So, you know, again, we want to give a shout out to our viewers. You know, you guys last week put our Facebook Live at the highest views we've ever had.
Heck yeah.
It's awesome. We hit that subscribe button so you guys get the updates every time we put something out. But you know, we try to shed some light on some topics. You know what I mean? We're not going to sugarcoat many things. We come from obviously a faith background, but you know, we try to keep it real, and we thank you for your support. It really makes us. You know, we have families. We have the pastor. You know, he's out doing his thing right now, but he's got a fully booked schedule. But we want to take some time out because we felt it on our hearts to put this out and speak some truth on some subjects.
Yeah.
That we felt strongly about.
Yeah, it's real important to us that if you guys can help us get the word out about Barbershop BA, when you guys subscribe to our YouTube page, that means anytime we upload any kind of content, you'll get it firsthand. And you won't have to get a text or an email from us saying, yo, here it's out, or even see us posted on our Facebook. It'll already be in your inbox before you even know it. And then let people know about it. You know, we want to build this following. And just like, you know, Philip said, like, yo, even though we come from a faith perspective at the same time, honestly, this conversation is not happening in probably a lot of religious circles,
Yeah.
period. And let's face it, we're a bunch of dudes too. Right, so like we're some normal dudes that do normal every single day life.
Yeah.
You know, we're husbands, we're fathers. You know, we're trying to handle business. We work full time. We're putting food on the plate. We're grinding. We're using our gifts and our talents to influence others. And so your help to help us get the word out only makes it better. And really, when we came together and did this whole thing, Barbershop, it was like, yo, let's do this for the folks, man. Let's just,
it really is.
It's good for us because we get to have that conversation, but I think it's also good for y'all because you get to enter into the conversation. You're our family too. It would be like if you're sitting in this room with us right now, we would have that conversation. I want to hear what you have to say.
Exactly. Yeah. Give us some feedback. Give us some topics to talk about. These things come up. I mean, this Childish Gambino thing came up today. It was a hot topic of the day. We spoke about it. But if there's something that you guys want to hear about, is pressing to you, let us know. We'll talk about it. Trust me, we'll talk about anything you want to hear. Anything. And we'll shed some light on it.
Right.
Anything goes in the barbershop.
Yes, sir. And so, let's just end it with this.
Yep.
Even as we get our materials out there, you guys help us spread the word and make sure people like, share, and follow.
Subscribe.
Yeah, wherever we're at, subscribe, whatever we want to call it. I want to kind of end the episode with this. We're talking about the power of influence and how that impacts other people, not only ourselves, but other people and the people around us, right? So wherever you're at, just realize there are people in your life that are actually looking up to you, that follow you, that are listening, that you are inspiration to.
Yeah.
And so we need to do our best job as people, right, as individuals who have responsibilities in all kinds of different areas to be the best that we could be, and not to shy away from our weaknesses and the things that we tend to hide from those things, or we don't want to talk about it because we feel like, it makes me look weak. In fact, when we actually talk about it or we're able to bring it to light and we're able to share it with others, we actually get stronger in those areas.
Right.
The more light that's able to shine on us, right? That's how we get stronger. And so I recognize the power of my influence, and that's why I use the platform the way I do. Philip, I know same thing with you using this platform to shine that light. And so just want to encourage y'all, wherever you're at, whatever you're doing, influence folks for the good.
Let the light in. You can't get any light if you don't let it in, man.
Yeah, so I'm juiced up right now, so man, I'm telling you, I'm a heck of sweating, y'all. But anyways, y'all, this is Barbershop BA. I'm Larry Ewings.
This is Philip Morgan.
Peace.
We out.